Well, do you have a better idea? Ghidorah thought about it, and he then reconsidered. Alright, just make sure that dragon is compatible. Alright, we're about to go Frankenstein. Can I get the birth of my creation playing? No, we don't want to get copyrighted, just in case that song is copyrighted. Ah, poop. Come on. It took Super Gals, Gigan, and Megalon long to find a large kaiju-like dragon. It took them long to kill it and then bring it back to the base. They eventually put the body in Mechagodzilla and Gigan's lab, where they can truly begin. They would let King Ghidorah know when it was ready. It took them eventually Destroyer, your Biolante, and Space Godzilla arrive with King Ghidorah's carcass. Alright, now we can truly begin. I really wish we can play the birth of my creation. This seems like the perfect opportunity. Trust me, Mechagodzilla, I would love to play that song, but we don't know if that song's copyrighted or not. So therefore, we're not taking any chances. Anyways, let's just get this started. The real madness truly began. It was very difficult at first. Remark Prime retrieved King Ghidorah's middle head. Attaching it back onto the body was more of a challenge. Before, well, replacing King Ghidorah's insides with an actual kaiju dragon's insides. The real fun was yet to come. The task seemed a bit more difficult than previously thought. And considering the fact that half of King Ghidorah's body basically got destroyed by Godzilla's father and mother, things were more difficult as it seemed. And plus, the challenge was a lot more difficult than previously expected. The real challenge was how they were going to get King Ghidorah's spirit and soul and powers back inside of King Ghidorah's body. Once they were completely done, they took a break. Okay, that was difficult. At least not all of King Ghidorah's body on the outside was destroyed. Only parts of it. Now the real question begins. How are we going to get King Ghidorah's soul, spirit, and powers back inside of his body? They all turned to look at Space Godzilla. Oh boy. Now we're really going Frankenstein style on this. Alright, bring in King Ghidorah. Space Godzilla said as he summoned his crystals. They brought King Ghidorah in and set Zeke down on a bed. Well, on a little, sort of, little table. So he can lay on. So, what do I need to do exactly? Just stay still and don't scream. Space Godzilla said. Everyone else stood back. Space Godzilla concentrated his energy. The electricity was surrounding his back and crystals on his shoulders. Eventually, when he fired his beam, his lightning directly at the crystals. And just like that, like a magnet that wanted to be attached to a refrigerator or some metal object, the electricity bounced off of every single crystal and then eventually hitting King Ghidorah's body and Zeke's body. And just like that, King Ghidorah can feel himself being pulled back into his own body. And Zeke can feel the power leaving inside of him. But strangely, a little bit of his own power as well. King Ghidorah can now finally be back in his own body. King Ghidorah slightly opened his eyes. And slowly rised back on his feet. He took a look around, knowing that parts of his body was gone, but replaced with a kaiju dragon, and especially his insides. They were definitely replaced with dragon insides. He took a look around and obviously felt strange, but glad to be back in his own body. It feels good to be back. It's alive! It's alive! Everyone looked at Space Godzilla awkwardly. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Ah, Jesus. How do you feel, King Ghidorah? I feel strange, but alive. I can't believe it actually worked. I do feel strange, however. Half of my body was obliterated by Godzilla's mom and dad. Half of it was obliterated. And yet somehow my middle head did not turn to bone. Yeah, that was very surprising. Then I was managed to locate your head, boss. And I was surprised that none of it turned to bone. Well, if it did, then that would be a bit more difficult. But suddenly King Ghidorah felt more powerful. He looked at himself and saw that a few scratches were healing instantly. He then realized he took half of Zeke's powers with him. Hang on. Space Godzilla, rip off my right head. Well, why? I want to test something real quick. Okay. When Space Godzilla did that, instantly, another head was regrowing. Oh my god. My suspicions were correct. I took half of Zeke's powers. I wonder how he's gonna react to that. Not much because he's unconscious. Because all that electricity kind of knocked the poor guy out. Meanwhile, with Godzilla Jr. and Rexy, it was nighttime. Everyone else had gone to sleep. Well, that was interesting. Back there, the whole thing with Fang, yeah, really interesting. So, Junior, yeah, you said I'm a part of your family, correct? Yeah, you are. Why? Were you asking me to marry you, sort of? Junior blushed bright red. Whoa. It's not like I was asking you to marry or something. Wow, the way you said it back there, it sounded like you were asking me to marry you. Well, I mean, if I wanted to marry you, I would have brought a ring with me and asked you before I left. I'm not sure about that, mister. It clearly sounded like you were asking me to marry. You were asking me to marry you. Rexy! Relax, I'm just kidding. You and your sense of humor. Wonder how my dad got along with you. I'm pretty sure he got along just fine. So now what? I don't know. I mean, I'm more confused and more bored than you are, actually. Good point. I'm so I'm so bored. Hi, I'm bored. I'm Rexy. Nice to meet you. I I hate you. No, you don't. So, do you really have to make that joke? Maybe. Maybe I do, maybe I didn't. Rexy couldn't help to feel comfortable with Junior. She felt safe with him. She felt really safe and happy. Even though he does remind her of his father. His name was, is clearly obvious, Godzilla Jr. Junior noticed that Rex was being quiet. And then got her attention. Rexy, are you okay? Junior, this may sound crazy, but I kinda wanna make out with you. Wait, seriously? You heard me. She grabbed Junior and then dragged him straight into his room. Rexy!